2021 and the beginning of week 1 of my vlog schedule that I'm going to try to implement this year. We'll see how it goes, but my friend Amanda from her Pacific Northwest Washington life starts all of her vlogs with what week of the year it is, and I really like that, and I'm going to try to do that. We'll see how it goes, because we all know I drop off the face of the earth every so often. But I am coming to you from the Michaels parking lot. It is about 10:30 in the morning on January 3rd, and I need to get some yarn because I finished all my Christmas present knitting, but now it's time for baby present knitting. I have 3 friends who are all having babies in February, so I need to get to that. And my coworker's daughter's birthday is today, so I am not going to get her present finished, obviously. I just cast it on the 1st. But I'll show you what I'm making a little later today when I get home. You won't be able to tell from what I have on the needles what it is, but I'll show you the picture of what it hopefully will be. So it'll probably take a little while. I told him that she would probably get it by her 1.5-year birthday. So we'll see. But anyway, yeah, so far the new year has started off pretty well for me. It's been pretty relaxing and also pretty productive. As you saw in my little clip at the beginning, I am going to try to do the Bible in a year again this year. I did it 2 years ago, and I still had the plan that I bought from the Beloved Society. It's a chronological Bible study, so I'm going to try to attempt that. And so far we're 3 days in, and I've done it 3 days in a row, and I've done it reading physically. Last year I did it via an audiobook version, which was good. I liked doing it that way, but it wasn't didn't really stick in my mind as much, so I'm hoping to stick to it on a physical reading level this year. So anyway, I'm going to go into Michael's, and then I will catch back up with you later when I've done something with my hair and my face and we're at my house. All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye. Hello, friends. It has only been a couple of seconds for you, but it's now Tuesday, the 5th of January, and it's been quite a couple of days. After I got home from Michael's on Sunday, which is the last time I updated you, or last time I talked to you, because I really didn't update you on anything at that point. I was having just a lovely day. I bought my yarn, which I think I showed you in the last clip. I started one of my projects, and then I started to do some laundry. So I put a load of towels in, and I needed to get on Zoom for a Patreon meetup. I'm part of Kate Howe's Victorian Book Club Patreon, and we were having a little Christmas party type thing, a little late Christmas party. So I got all set up for that. I had a load of laundry in, I could hear it going, and right as the meeting started, I heard kind of a loud thud downstairs, and where my washer and dryer are, and I kind of was like, I wonder what that was, but I could still hear what sounded like the washer going, so I was like, well, I'll check after the meeting, because I didn't want to leave the meeting just as it started. So after the meeting, which was probably about an hour long, I went downstairs, and there's water all over my floor, all under the washing machine, and I could still hear the sound of water like coming out from somewhere, but I couldn't see where it was coming out of. So, and luckily where I have my washer and my dryer, there's a drain in the floor. So, like, it wasn't flooding my basement or anything like that. But, uh, yeah, definitely not an ideal situation. So my parents live like 5 minutes from me, which is great because I don't know what I would do without my dad to figure these things out for me. So I called him and he came over and looked at it and determined it was my hot water tank. So he, turned the things off that needed to be turned off, and I stayed at my parents' for this was on a Sunday. So, of course, nobody's going to be open to come look at the thing. So I called a guy on Monday, but he couldn't come out until today. So, and I had to work today. I couldn't take off. So my dad was working from home today, so he was able to, on his lunch break, come over and let the guy in and look at it and everything. So luckily, it was an easy fix. I do not have to replace my water heater, which I was kind of assuming that I would have to do, and those are quite expensive. So luckily, so far, it does not appear that that is the issue, so that is good. But yeah, that was not really great. But so now I am back in my house. As you can see, Christmas is still going strong at my house because haven't been here for long enough to get it down. So probably this weekend Christmas will come down. But I think in my last clip I told you that I was going to show you what project I was working on for my coworker's daughter. So let me flip you around and I will show you the picture of what the final product hopefully will look like, or at least close to. And I don't think he watches my videos, so this should not spoil a surprise or anything. So I am going to attempt to make Hedwig out of the Magic of Knitting book that I got as a ebook edition. And it's definitely an experienced pattern, so I'm not quite sure that I'm going to be experienced enough for this, but we're gonna give it a go and see what we can do. I am doing the body at this point, and I think I'm going from the top down, sort of, and I think these wings are separate somehow. I'm not really sure, but I'm getting close to the point where I will, what they say, divide for the legs. So that's why I think I'm going from the top down, but I'm not sure at this point. But yeah, so far it doesn't look like anything but a tube. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping that is close to what it ends up looking like. We'll see. And then I cannot show you my baby knitting because possibly not the yarn that I have right now, but the pattern that I'm using may go to somebody who I know watches my videos. So as a friend who watches my videos and makes videos herself, I don't know if the yarn that I showed earlier is the yarn I'm going to use for yours. You know who you are. But but I'm probably going to use the same pattern as I'm making now. So yeah, I don't want you to see it and ruin the surprise. So you're not going to get to see that. But but it's a pretty fast pattern, really. So I hopefully will at least get one done by the time somebody has their baby. We'll see. But what else? Oh, this is a booktube channel, so maybe I should tell you about my reading. So one of my goals for this year, which I have not been able to film my goals video yet because of said staying at my parents' and having no hot water for 3 days. Um, one of my goals is to read more physically this year. So, because of that, I only finished my first book of the year this morning, on the 5th. Is that what I said today was? The 5th of January. So, and that book is At Home in Mitford by Jan Karon. And this is the first in the Mitford Years series. And I am co hosting a read along of this, almost the entire series, this entire year with Kate Howe, Angie from Literary Labors, and Chelsea from The Voyage of a Time Wanderer. Yes, I think I got that right. Um, the four of us are hosting a read along of this series this year. I have never read this before. I believe Kate has at least read a few of them. And I believe Chelsea maybe has read the series, or at least the first one. But Angie and I don't believe, have ever read any of them. So this was the first one that I read, and it was delightful. It was just what I needed. It's such a comforting read. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because we are going to do a group chat video for everybody at the end of each month. So I'm not going to say much about it at this moment. But it follows a sorry, words. It follows an Episcopalian minister named Father Tim and the townspeople that he deals with in the fictional town of Mitford, and I believe it's South Carolina. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know. I can't remember if it's North Carolina or South Carolina. But it's definitely a small town, southern charm, set in the 1990s, I believe. So it's not terribly old. And it's just like super delightful. It seems like it's a historical fiction because it's just so like charming and old school, but it's in the 90s, so it's not really that historical. I mean, I don't know. I guess because I remember the 90s, I feel like that's not old, but I guess it is. So, this is the first book that I have finished this year. And then today I picked up, or actually, I believe I started this yesterday. When Comes the Spring by Jeanette Oakes. And this is the second in the Canadian West series, the first being When Calls the Heart, which I think would be the one that most people are familiar with from, I guess there's a Netflix series of this. I have not watched it yet, but because I don't have Netflix. But if I get Netflix this year, which I might, then I will definitely watch it. But this is a Christian series, which also, also this series is a Christian series. So really, really getting that Christian fiction in here. But I am buddy reading this with my friend Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures, and we are both really enjoying it. It's just, again, just comforting and cozy. This has been really cute so far. So that's all I've been reading so far. I need to start my catch up with the Crime and Punishment read along that Kate Howe is doing with a group of people. I have already read probably a good third of this last year, but I really feel like I need a refresher. So I'm not sure if I'm going to reread everything that I've read so far, or if I maybe will just read like some summaries of the chapters that I've read so far online. We'll see. I don't know. But if I'm going to reread it, the whole thing, I'm already behind. So I should probably catch up, or at least try. But yeah, that's about it for now. I will hopefully, now that I'm home in my own house, be able to update you every day. We'll see. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, bye. So, hi guys, it is Thursday, and I have been working from home this morning. And while I was working from home, my neighbor came over and brought me all of these books. And I don't know anything about them. I have never read any Sylvia Day. I have never read E.L. James, and I've never read Christine Feehan. So, if you know anything about any of these books, and if you think that I would like them, or if they are all like super raunchy romances that I would be scandalized to read, let me know. But I'm excited to get free books from my neighbor. I just hope that they're ones that I would enjoy reading. Hi, guys. It is Friday, the 8th of January, and I have had such a productive morning. I mean, it's not even 10 o'clock right now. And, well, first of all, I'm working from home this morning because I get to do that 2 mornings a week right now. I mean, that will end soon because my one coworker is having a baby in February, and she's the other secretary in my office. Um, so I will be back in the office full time all the time in probably about a month. So, but for right now, I am working from home in the mornings a couple of days a week. So today was my second day doing that this week, and I have had such a productive morning, even like before work started. I mean, obviously, I'm doing my work, but I even slept in. I slept till 7 o'clock, which I usually get up between 6 and 6:30. Just so I'm not rushed to get to the office. But whenever I don't have to go to the office, I sleep in a little bit, and so I slept until 7. But I'm trying to like only wash my hair a couple, well, like every other day. So I didn't have to wash my hair this morning. So that gave me some extra time. I didn't eat a big breakfast, so that gave me some extra time. And I folded a bunch of laundry. I read my Bible reading for the day and my devotional. And I started the dishwasher, which of course that doesn't take long, but I started the dishwasher. And then I still had time before work started. So then when work started, I put on an audiobook so that I could finish When Comes the Spring by Jeanette Oak. I finished it within the first hour because it's a very short read. We've been reading it for the entirety of this week. But because I kind of ended up having to listen to it on audiobook because I just was kind of getting behind. So I picked up the audiobook so I could read it while I was knitting or something like that. Um, so yeah, it went really quickly. And at this point, Win and Elizabeth, the title characters, are about to get married and move to a northern territory where Win is a Royal Canadian police officer, which in this territory is more than just being a police officer. He's also like the medic or like the town doctor. Um, and he has to learn the native, well, the Indian language. Obviously, they're not really Indians, but in this time, that's what they called them. And Elizabeth has to go with him. And he or she is a city girl. She likes finery and all that stuff. But she's not, I wouldn't call her like, she's not stuck up and pretentious and all that. She's just used to a certain way of living. And I don't think really knows what she's getting into. Definitely doesn't know what she's getting into. So it's just kind of all centered around this new life that Elizabeth has to learn to adjust to. And I really liked it because, sorry, my hands keep shaking, so I'm trying to hold this differently. Um, she she's very flawed, and so is Win, but obviously Win is used to the the rigors of a more wilderness type life, and she is not. So there are a lot of things that Win kind of assumes that she would do without hesitation, and that is just not the case. And there are a lot of things that Elizabeth gets upset about that we women today would be like, that's stupid. Like, why would you care about that? But, back then, for a lady, those things would just be like appalling to even think, like wearing pants, even though wearing pants would make her more comfortable and, um, you know, kind of protect her from in certain situations. She just does not want to do that. And yeah, it was just basically about, mostly I would say about Elizabeth just learning to adjust to a new way of life and becoming friends with the native people and learning to communicate with them. And she never looked down on them, very much the opposite. But it was just her learning that she has more in common with the native people than she would have initially thought, and she just really cares for them. And it's a Christian novel, but Berna and I both decided, or both thought, that this is not a terribly preachy novel. There's definitely Christianity all through the book. It's a basis of their lives, but we didn't feel like it was just coming at you with lesson after lesson and morality after morality. It wasn't that at all. So I really enjoyed this. So now that I have finished 2 books this year, you might be curious as to what I am reading now. So today actually starts a read along of Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. And this is a super short book. I'm really kind of excited about that. It's like less than 200 pages. And the margins are really big. So this should take me no time at all. I'm going to try to actually physically read this because, like I said, I do want to read more physically this year, and so far that hasn't happened, except for my Bible and my devotional. So I would like to physically read this. I have no idea what this is about, but this is a read along. Oh, I forgot. With Tanya from The Sampler Girl and Angie from Literary Labors. So I'm very, very excited for this. Also, I started my reread of Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And I had started this last year with the Crime and Punishment Dostoevsky 2020 or something. I forget what the hashtag was, but with Danny from Spinelli Speaks and Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space. I started that read along, got behind, and just never picked it back up again. But in January and February, or maybe just January, I can't remember, Kate Howe was wanting to read it and kind of did a read along for that as well. And I didn't pick it up at first because I thought, well, I'm already like halfway through the book. I'll just pick it back up when they get to where I left off. But then I realized I really don't remember a lot of what goes on in the first half of the novel. I remember the big event that is the catalyst for the whole thing. But aside from that, really don't remember anything. So I am listening to the audiobook up through where I remember leaving off to try to get caught up with everybody else. And then I will hopefully physically read it because I feel like for the Russians, I need to physically read it. I did listen to Crime and Punishment, War and Peace on audiobook, but that was more because of all the French that my version did not translate. so I needed to listen to that, or else I would have never made it through. But I would like to try to physically read Crime and Punishment. Ooh, sorry, my finger. Um, this clip is going well. And lastly, I started a reread of Betsy Tacy with Kate Howe. I'm doing a lot of reading with Kate this month, and I'm not mad about it. We are reading this series. We're kind of binging it on both of our channels, and we're going to do like a discussion type video series on it with both of us. So the first video will be on her channel and the second one will be on my channel, and it will discuss multiple books in each video. So but so far. Super comforting, and I love it. I'm reading a lot of comforting books so far, but I think with Ethan Frome and Crime and Punishment, that's all going to go out the window soon because those aren't comforting. Well, I don't know about Ethan Frome, but everything I've heard of is it's very sad. So I don't think either one of these books is going to be super comforting, but oh well. So yeah, that is all. I probably will not update you tonight, and I will just probably have one more update tomorrow, and then we will have the first week of 2021 under our belts. It's been a doozy, people. So whoever thought that the stroke of midnight on 2021 would change everything, obviously it didn't. So, all right, I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hi, friends. It is now Saturday, the 9th of January, and this will probably be my last clip of this vlog. I am going to film my 2021 goals video today, hopefully. I mean, it's already the 9th. I probably should have gotten it up a lot sooner, but it is what it is. This first week of 2021 was kind of a struggle bus for me. So, but anyway, until I decide to actually film, like my hair's still kind of wet, and I need to put on like a different shirt, I'm going to start taking down Christmas. Sad face. But so I will show you a before, and then I will show you the after. Sad. But anyway, I hope you had a good start to January, just in your own personal lives, and I will talk to you next week. All right, bye, friends. Okay, we have the before. And here is the midway point. Actually, it's about 80% put back. So basically, all that's left is the tree and all the ornaments. And then I have to take all of the stuff that I took to the basement and pack it away. But that will be Sunday's project. Okay, bye.